So way back in 1998, my son was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. And I spent a lot of time with him in school, in the school, managing his insulin intake, or actually managing the food intake. In those days, you gave him insulin in the morning, and I needed to make sure that what he ate for lunch matched the insulin. And I became the pissed off parents. I was appalled at the food he was being served. The last thing he needed was refined carbohydrate. The only thing he got was canned fruits, foot-long hot dog, and everything else he didn't need. 4 years after that, an opportunity presented for a food service director in a small school district outside of Minneapolis, and they were looking for someone outside of the industry. My background was hotel resort. As a matter of fact, I was a food and beverage director down at the Wecquaessit in Chatham for 4 years prior to moving to Minneapolis, where I ran a 4-star hotel. So school food was very different. And my son and my wife said, if you don't take that job, stop complaining and shut up. So I applied, I took the job. I knew nothing about school food and spent 3 years in that district just making a lot of changes, asking a lot of questions, making a lot of enemies within a lot of school nutrition association because I just didn't like what I saw. Then I took on a job for a small regional food management company as director of wellness and nutrition, and I thought I could have some wonderful impact around at least the upper Midwest. And at some point, my personal values no longer aligned with the company. And the mayor's wife came to me and said, God, you should come to Minneapolis. They really need some help. And I thought this would be a great opportunity for me to come back and really get back involved on the ground. And that takes us to 2012, January 8, which my staff remembers forever because I took their world completely upside down. But back in 2012, Minneapolis, roughly 35,000 students, over 64% free and reduced. Elementary schools, 49, 0 kitchens. We have the rethermalizers. This is a serving line, by the way. This would have been another example of our serving line. Out of secondary schools, 12 sites, no serving lines, and this is what we were serving. They were very proud of the fact that our department was very effective, very efficient, and made a ton of money. And this is how we promoted fruits and vegetables. So I gave it a couple of months. I spoke with a lot of parents. I really looked at what we were doing, and I was very candid with parents. I didn't try to make excuses for what we were doing. I just said, I hate it as much as you do. Here's the reality. I have a factory. I don't have a kitchen. I can't turn on a light. I need your help. I need participation. Just like a restaurant, if your kids don't eat, I don't have revenue. I'm asking you to come eat bad food at least for 1 year so I can make some changes. We engaged the community. We identified the current future obstacles. We changed our mindset. I spent a lot of time with our staff in saying, we are a culinary and nutrition services. We talk about fresh food. Our image went to fresh food. Initial plan, I thought, hey, I can put salad bars at all my school in 1 year. Time out. Minneapolis needs mechanically refrigerated salad bars. To put a salad bar in a school cost me anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000. So we scaled that back, but that was still on the plan. This was my factory. So I came up with a 5-year plan to update the kitchen to actually come back to a central kitchen. Looked at the high school, which had a remnants of kitchen back from the late 80s with the fryers and everything else, but at least they had some kind of kitchen. And we came up with 5 concepts that we would roll out. And in the last 4 months of 2012, I took one high school and we piloted, every Thursday, we piloted a concept. By the end of the year, we had posters in the high school where the students renamed Thursday Real Food Thursday. And Real Food Thursday became really what we use moving forward for our marketing, and I'll talk about that a little bit more. Then we had an opportunity at 2 elementary schools to pilot something in the first 2 years. I then realized that in order to succeed, as everybody mentioned, including Chef Ann, we needed to train the staff. So we developed a whole training program around cooking, understanding food, HACCP, ordering, how do you now order fresh fruits and vegetables if you've never done it before. Branding and marketing was hugely important because we compete every day with restaurants. Every single day we compete with what's out there. And when Pizza Hut promotes a pizza, breadstick, and cinnamon rolls as a complete meal, that's what we got to compete with. So we got to be better than they are. Nutrition parameter was really, really important. We can't re-engineer food. We need to bring real food back to the table. So whole grain donut is a re-engineered food. I wanted to bring real food. So we set very stringent nutrition parameters that address everything from additive, dyes, hydrolyzed vegetable protein, and everything else. Without that, we couldn't move forward. Then I went in front of the board and took a leap and presented all that. I had no idea how I would do it. I didn't know where the funding would come, but at least I said, we're going to do it. Today, our real food has become true food. And we are known around the Twin City. People talk about true food. We never, ever, ever talk about healthy food. We talk about true food, good food, tasty food. Nurturing all children through access to quality food, everything we do must equal to that. So we have True Food Chef Council, True Food Taste Test. True Food Rocks is our logo. True Food Taste Test, True Food Chef Council, we have 25 local restaurants that work with us on developing recipes. They have our recipes on their kids' menu. They help us with taste tests. We've done Iron Chef, Junior Iron Chef. True Food Taste Tests, we use their recipes to introduce new food to our kids. This is a marketing piece that we used last year. And again, you can see the true food really resonate, and the kids refer to our food as true food. So the market cart salad bar, which was what I thought would be first, but I am really happy to say that currently we have over 48 schools. So in 2.5 years, we were still able to roll out 48 schools with salad bars. Only the K-8 satellite IWs don't have them. So, but we have very different, different models. We have schools that still don't have kitchen, that don't have sinks. So we have a salad bar, but I have to send everything in a sealed container, and we have to use disposable because we can't wash. We have some that they can cut, can't wash. They have some that they can wash but can't cut. So we have like 5 different models of salad bars. We designed our salad bar to attract the kids to them. We have 2 different designs. We have a high school design. This is the elementary design, so really reflects the colors of the food. Kids really love it. The top, you can see, is our salad bar toppers that identifies what the kids should take from a portion perspective for USDA. Again, very colorful. And the left one is a bunch of happy kids eating the salad bar. And I can tell you right now that I'm so glad that waste study was done, because what I saw and what I see every day is a huge increase in consumption. There is no increase in waste. When kids are empowered to make a choice, they might make the wrong one the first couple of days, but then they learn. Then the salad bar, we use that model, and now we have breakfast carts that we use in 36 schools that we put in hallways so kids grab their breakfast on the way in, go straight to their classroom, and we've seen a 20% increase in breakfast participation in those schools. From zero kitchen, I am thrilled to say that this school year we will have 7 high school, 5 middle school, elementary, 2 alternative, and 1 K-12 with full working kitchen. 3 years. So anybody who say it can be done, yes, it can. You drive everybody crazy around you, but it can be done. Keep in mind, food service fund does not fund capital improvement. That comes from the general fund. I made such an impact with the community, got so much backup from parents, that the district really had no choice but to come up with money, and they allocated $45 million for the next 4 years. Here's our high school salad bars. The sign just says that was stop, get your cup of fruit or vegetable. Fresh chicken. I introduced fresh chicken way back in 2003 when I was at the small district and everybody thought I was crazy. And I reminded them that I was in the hospitality industry for the past 25, 30 years and that I use fresh chicken, that I had never killed anyone, and that I was certainly not the intention of killing kids. So fresh chicken. We have a grain salad. That's my way of introducing whole grain in the diet. A whole grain chicken nugget is not whole grain. Red rice is whole grain. So, and we have a legume salad on the salad bar every day as well. This would be an example of a high school meal. We use round disposable plate. All the News Kitchen are now building kitchens, building dishwashers, so I'm thrilled with that. But those are all compostable plates. This is a local turkey, fresh mashed potato from Hmong farmers. One of our kids' favorite is the kale salad, which they renamed, I forgot what they renamed it. It's an apple kale salad that's really awesome. Huge farm to school. We went from 0 to now have a full-time farm to school coordinator. Those are all the farms that we source from around the Twin Cities. We introduced last year Minnesota Thursday, the first Thursday of every month. We source 100% of our meals from Minnesota and a little bit from Wisconsin because they're really close enough. But this was the last one we did because it was kind of one of the initiatives in keeping with how I do things. I really move it really fast, and then we have to step back and kind of regroup. So we could only do it through March. This year, we're going to do it throughout the entire year. But this was March where we had a grass-fed beef taco, which was really, really good. True food taste test, very, very important to us. To introduce new food to kids, they have to be exposed to it, and we've got to make it fun. So we give them sticker after they taste the food. We involve the community. We involve students to pass out the food. The top right was our latest taste test, which was a beet hummus that came from a local restaurant. I had a parent who emailed me who wanted to know what the pink guacamole was because the kid loved it. But they loved it. It's going on our salad bar next year. Green lava, that's the kale salad. Green lava kale salad came out of an opportunity buy where a local farmer's entire crop got destroyed by hail. And we had 10 volunteers. We harvested his entire field of kale, and it was apple season, so we had an apple kale salad, and the kids loved it. It's apple, kale, a little bit of honey, lemon juice, and olive oil. That's it. Roasted squash, and then all the tops are local restaurants as well. At the high school, we go a little different way of introducing new food. So when we do, we always advertise it up front. Again, we never advertise healthy, but we really focus on good food. They have to fill out a little form. Share recipes, very important. We see a huge spike on our website after we do a taste test. There was Minneapolis' first food truck. Sorry, we're ahead of you, Ann. No kidding. I love that picture because it's in one of our school, actually, and I'm not sure the year, but 2 years ago, through a grant from Hunger Free Minnesota, we converted a minibus into a food truck that was primarily to be used for the summer lunch program to reach kids that otherwise would not have access. And the mayor was there, superintendent, passing out the summer lunch program. Now we've teamed up with restaurants to develop bowls that we can serve out of the food truck. This is from Brasa, an awesome restaurant. If you come to the Twin Cities, you'll love it. It's a curried chicken bowl with pineapple relish on top. And we now serve it out of our food truck. At the high schools, we're gaining an average of 250 to 300 meals of kids that would otherwise leave campus to go out and eat. So again, we're competing with local restaurants, but we're also using local restaurants' recipes. And with that in mind, I just want everyone to understand we have zero a la carte. We don't have any competitive food. We operate in the green, and our revenues went from $14 million in 2012 to $19.8 million this year.
Well, that's a high note to end on. That's so great. I'm in awe of food service directors that are moving mountains in their jobs. I really are. I've talked to a bunch here. I talked to a bunch through my job, and it's incredible how resilient you guys have to be. So, one quick question for you: what would you say, Bertrand, is the from your perspective is the biggest misconception about school food?
Well, I think there's two things. I think it's important to understand that school food were not the cause of the issue we had in our food system. We were just part of a change. They didn't they did not come up with the chicken nugget, okay? They didn't come up with the ranch, with the pizza. All this was done with outside influence.
That's right.
So a big misconception is that we're part of the problem. We're not. We're just recipient of what manufacturers are providing. Another misconception, there was a post somewhere about learn about your 64 ingredient chicken sandwich lunch. Yeah. It's the same chicken sandwich everybody eats outside of school lunch. I mean, we're not creating special bad food for schools. People think it's, right. And even my kids did. They would come home and say, "Oh, Dad, they're only serving rotten oranges." No, they're not. So schools are not any different than the rest of our food system, but yet that perception is that schools create bad food specifically for kids.
That's great.
Really don't.
That's great.
And I think school are drivers.
That's great. That's great.